Let's get it on, Gilly. This is Pat Cummins. This is Australia.
One of the worst things I have ever seen done on a cricket field. Good night.
It's August, the Test summer is about to start, a titan of the game passes away, more turmoil in English cricket, the 100 teams battle it out for the cringiest franchise, Zampa makes a move, Clickgate rocks the cricketing world, there's no such thing as a quiet off-season. This is the Unplayable Podcast. Coming up on this episode, we've got Josh Hazlewood in an exclusive chat, but first, Josh Schonafinger here with Kane Richardson. Welcome back to the hot seat. Richo, how's things been?
Good to be back. Thanks for having me back. It's been a quiet winter, and you said the Test summer's back. It's the Test spring, isn't
that's
it?
right, yeah.
So if anyone takes a great catch up north, it'll be catch of the spring, won't it? Or winter, possibly still. So, but yeah, thanks for having me back. It's good. You're looking fine and dapper, and you look like you got a really nice tan as well. So.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I had a few weeks away, which has been nice in the States and Mexico. Bit of sporting action going on over there. So
cheered on our Socceroos.
Cheered them on, yep. Never cheated 0-0 draw so hard, but got the point that they needed.
I saw some great kit from you as well. You pulled out some retro Australian.
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of green and gold in the cupboard, so...
Who's your plug? Who's your
had to bring
connection
that
for
out.
that?
A little friend called Jim down in South Australia. He doesn't like to be called out, but he's a superstar in that department, isn't he?
Thank you, Jim.
And you've got a Wollongong hat on today. What's the connection there?
That's the hometown of Adam Zampa, isn't it? I think.
Okay.
Just a bit of tourist memorabilia. Actually, I've never been. I just found it in an op shop. So shout out Wollongong Surf Leisure Resort.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, great. As I said, we've got Josh Hazlewood for an exclusive chat this episode. He's back to full fitness and fingers crossed he can play his first test in a bit over a year when they play Bangladesh. And let's talk about that Aussie squad, Richo, because it's basically full strength. Yeah. We've seen it. Pat Cummins is there. Josh Hazlewood is there. Nathan Lyon is back. And the Aussies have been in Brisbane over the last couple of weeks going through their paces and doing a bit of intra-squad hit-outs and those sorts of things. It's exciting to have the full contingent back because it feels like it's been a while.
It does feel like it has been a long time since the Ashes kind of wrapped up. So it's nice for the crowd in Darwin to get, and Mackay to get, you get to see the first choice guys up close. So that's a really good part of it as well, because there's nothing worse. You bring cricket back to that. I know they had some limited over stuff last year, but to bring Test cricket back to those parts of the world and then not have the biggest stars. So that's a really good part of it as well. But it's also nice from the selectors. There's an enormous amount of cricket coming up, Test cricket. This is our team. This is our strongest, 11 or squad to start with, and then they can kind of work their way back from there. So there's a few question marks, obviously, with Josh, as you said, with his fitness, and it's been a long time since he played a Test match, but also Nathan Lyon returning. So there's some question marks over a few guys in terms of not ever has there been question marks over their performance, but more so how will they go. And it's going to be tough. Like, you're in Sydney for winter. All of a sudden, you're in Darwin for spring. It's going to be warm, and I imagine the wickets won't be, conducive to bowling. So it's going to be tough.
Are we expecting some flatter decks up there?
It'd be reasonable to assume that. So it's not going to be everything in their favour. But again, these are the best bowlers in the world, so they'll find a way. But I just do think we'll hit them quicker than what they expect in terms of if they're not fully prepared.
And I mean, as you sort of touched on, it's great that they've come out with this full strength squad, because over the last few weeks, management and players have repeatedly said that these fast bowlers just can't play 21 tests in 12 months or whatever it is. And that's fair enough, because that's a lot of cricket. But to start with your strongest, even though it might not be the strongest opponent, I think it's a good sign, and it's a good way to start this big stretch of cricket.
Well, we've probably been speaking about this more than anyone, about how just to admire them and appreciate them before they're done. Yeah. And again, this next period of cricket probably sets them up to achieve some things. They've achieved everything. They've won everything, really, haven't they? But there's probably some places around the world that they haven't won. I know Josh spoke about that last week. So that's probably it's really the last thing on their belt, the notch on their belt that they haven't got yet. So, but yeah, this is the start of that journey for them to achieve the group as well. They've been building for so long. So yeah, this kind of sets them up nicely. But yeah, again, it's a great way to start a a springboard into a campaign to have this is and even for the rest of the squad, whoever doesn't make that first test, all right, this is the benchmark. This is the team. I've got to find my way in, and we'll have the domestic season starting shortly as well. So other guys will get opportunities. But yeah, I think it is a really good job by the selectors to get everyone up and running for that test.
Some are calling this a bit of a legacy season, especially for these guys if they can tick off a win in South Africa, a win in India, a win in England.
Yeah.
Is that fair, or is that putting a little bit extra pressure on them?
I think it is fair. Like I remember thinking back when I was still playing and playing with those guys, and I was like, what gets them out of bed every day, And it has to be things like that. At the end of the day, when you've achieved as much as they have, to continue to do the work away, this time of year especially where we're not talking about them, we're not seeing them every day, they're doing the work still. What is driving them? What is motivating them outside of obviously making a living? And it's that part of it. They've done basically everything. It's that small part that they haven't achieved that that really motivates them to continue. So I think that's fair. I mean, legacy is something that these guys, that's the air they're in, isn't it? That we'll speak about them in 15, 20, 25, 50 years. That this group, especially the bowlers. I mean, that's specifically the guys who have been around for a long time, and obviously Steve Smith with the bat. So, yeah, I think that's fair.
You'll hear this in the chat that it's coming up with Hazlewood, but I sort of hinted that, there might be an opportunity or a situation where he might have to sit out a test in this next stretch, even though he's fit. And he said that would be really tough if that was the case, because as a bowler, you can probably relate. If you're fully fit, you expect to be playing. You don't want to be sitting out even if it's the best thing for management or rotation or whatever it is.
Absolutely. And especially with age, I think I always remember people saying once you do get to a certain age, it is easier to just keep going. But if he's missing a test, doesn't mean he's going to stop bowling. But I do think like match prep and repetition in game, you do just want to keep going the minute you stop, especially for someone like Josh who's missed so much cricket. The last thing he wants now is to not be playing. So, but also it's better to miss a test fit than it is to miss test matches injured and not even be around and be watching it on TV at home. So they're going to have to probably temper those expectations and pull back a little bit and understand that it is going to be holistically, like everyone in that squad, support staff, they're all going to have a part to play in that, because to keep these guys in the park, it's going to take everyone. And
how good did he look last season before he got injured? He was killing it in those T20s and ODIs, wasn't he? So,
that was the thing. I think that's probably more frustrating as well, isn't it? When he's up and going, he's still, we saw in the IPL as well when he came back. Like, he just doesn't miss a beat. He hasn't bowled a bad ball in his career, really, has he? So he's almost a robot. So to get him back playing is something we all want to see. Again, there's not long left, so to get every opportunity to see them would be nice. But yeah, that was the frustration last year, wasn't it? But then again, it seems as if there's always someone waiting in the wings, and that someone has been Scott Boland, hasn't it? So, and Michael Nessa as well. So again, just appreciate the time they have left.
Those two both had fantastic Ashes campaigns, and it's crazy that they could sort of miss this first test back just by the sheer number of players who were coming back. Brendan Doggett's there as well.
Yep.
Billy Stanlake's been training with the Aussies as well up in Brisbane, and he was on that recent trip to Bangladesh and Pakistan. So they obviously rate Big Billy. We know that he's played for Australia a bit in the past, and he's got height, he's got pace. Just needs to stay in the park. He could be anything. So fingers crossed for Big Billy. I'm not sure he's quite in the test reckoning just yet, but who knows?
You never know.
Things can change very quickly in cricket, can't they? Bangladesh, I know you've been right into the weeds with the Tigers squad. They have made quite a few changes. Sumya Sarkar, the experienced test opener, hasn't played tests for 5 years, but their chief selector, Habibul Bashar, said a bit of desperation in picking Sumya. They just don't have any other openers who can handle pace and bounce, and so they've gone back to the well with him. I think that's probably a fair enough bet. You're probably getting more likely to get a good result with a 33-year-old rather than throwing in someone who's 18 or 19 and only played first-class cricket in Bangladesh. So you can understand that. They're quicks. They are missing Naheed Rana, which is a real shame. He ruffled up Pakistan in that series that they won 2-0. He can hit close to 150 k's an hour. He's one of the fastest bowlers in the world at the minute, but he's out with a side strain, which is a real shame. But they do have an experienced pace attack, which I do like. Again, they haven't gone for youth and raw players who are untested, which we do see a lot of teams try in Australia. They've gone with Taskin Ahmed, who's 31, Khalil Ahmed, who's 33, and Ebadot Hussain, Richo, he's 32. He has cut short his paternity leave. He was enjoying some paternity leave in Italy.
Really?
He's decided to cut short that little time with new baby and wife. He's going to arrive in Australia to solidify this fast bowling attack. So that's a very selfless thing he's done there. Yeah.
Cut it short. Well,
Yeah.
Wonder what his prep was like in Italy. Wonder there's not many.
He was
Well,
carb loading probably.
he probably was. Maybe in Rome was Joe Burns. That was his part of the world, wasn't
Spencer
it?
Johnson's
Spencer
been
Johnson.
over there getting married. So
Yeah. Maybe there's a little cricketing facility being built there. I'm not sure the conditions in Rome will be similar to Darwin.
No,
though. That's the
probably
only
not,
thing. Maybe the heat is the only thing. But no, very noble of him. It's it's one of those things. You want to take a bit of paternity leave, but then when you're actually changing nappies every 15 minutes, maybe bowling a couple of spells in Test cricket doesn't sound too bad. So good on him though. That's very nice of him.
I hope we see him in the first 11 now, and then get a couple of wickets. It'd be a great story. Lytton Das, he's also one who's just been included this week. That's a big inclusion. He's been their leading run scorer over the last 5 years. Very handy keeper bat, and I think he's got 6 or 7 Test hundreds to his name now. So he can certainly do it at the top level. Yeah.
It would be. It's interesting you said about Sumisaka and he's accustomed to pace and bounce. I'm not sure what to expect. When I say the conditions, I think they will be good. It's not going to be Optus day one in terms of Gabba that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see what they're expecting and what we'll get, because I don't think it will be that typical Australian Test pitch where the quicks are super effective in terms of seam movement and swing and bounce, but it could be more similar to what Bangladeshi conditions in terms of low bounce. I'm not sure how much it will spin. So again, we're all probably guessing a little bit with. I know from cricket being played up there last year, only a T20, but it did tend to go a little bit up and down, more down if anything, and low bounce. So if anything, it might play into Bangladesh's hands.
Okay.
With that, but again, I could be
Right.
proven very wrong. So,
But if you had to make a guess at this point, and we're still over a week out from the test, you'd say spin will become a big factor in the game?
I think just naturally with the conditions being warmer and sun out, that the pitch will break up, but it is a drop in as well. So I just think naturally from seeing it up there this time of year, it's always been a bit lower, if anything. So it will keep low, it will break up. So again, I can be proven wrong, but I don't think the Bangladeshis thinking it's going to be fast and bouncy will be on the money.
All right. Well, let's get into that chat with Josh Hazlewood. When we return from this quick break, we've got the Aussie fast bowler. He's just had a chat to us yesterday in Brisbane. Well, Josh Hazlewood, welcome to the Unplayable Podcast.
Thank you.
You mentioned just off air there the IPL, another title with RCB. Can you just run us through what this season was like to play again and win another title of the biggest league in the world?
It was obviously a bit different to the year before. I think, we hadn't won in ever, so 18 years. So I think that was sort of a big relief of pressure, particularly the guys that had been there for, some had been there since the start, some had been there 1 year, 5 years, 7 years. So I think that was a big relief of pressure to get that one off the back. And then this year, we probably played with a bit more freedom, I guess, just purely because of that. We're obviously the hunted throughout the whole tournament. Whether that means anything in T20, but I think everyone goes pretty hard anyway. So, it was a great few months. We've got a pretty good team at the present moment. It's good fun.
What's it like playing with Virat in India? Like, that must be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it just means that every game's a home game, basically. You've got, I think every game bar maybe Chennai and Mumbai, you got 90% of the crowd. So
Really?
Bangalore, you got 100%. Every other ground, you got 90. Chennai and Mumbai, you probably got 50-50. So it's a nice feeling to be cheered all the time.
And was it good to be back bowling? Obviously, it was a bit of a break for you before that.
Yeah, it was nice. I think T20's good in that regards. That coming off the back of not much for a few months, you can sort of pick up, and as long as your intensity is good enough, which is tough to do in the nets, but got to India, trained over there as well, got the intensity up as best you can, you're almost ready straight away. So in terms of day in, day out workloads for a test match, you don't need those behind you. So tick that intensity box and then you're sort of away. So it's a good format to creep back into cricket.
And the Chinnaswamy isn't normally known as a bowling, sort of friendly venue, but that's the home ground, so you've got to work out a way to make it work, right?
Yeah, it was probably a bit flatter this year. Last year was quite bouncy wicket, so it was nice to bowl on, but this year scores were a bit higher. I think it's just the mentality of the wicket and the field, small outfield, good wicket, the score's going to be high.
Yeah.
As long as we're in a better mindset than the opposition bowlers. I certainly know that they come thinking, 220, 240, could be more. It's a tough place to bowl, but I think you can really turn the game in a couple of balls or an over. So I think that's sort of the mentality that we have as a bowling group.
And I imagine when it's full and people are cheering, there's no chance you're going to hear someone clicking their fingers at slip, is there?
No, definitely not. No, it's a few chants that go around. I think there's only about under 40,000 capacities, but it feels like, I guess it's a small field, so they feel on top of you. They feel like 60 or 70, so it's nice.
It's a big stretch of cricket coming up for Australia, as has been pretty well publicised. Up to 21 tests, tours to South Africa, India, England. Is that daunting as a player, or does that make you excited?
I don't think it's daunting. I think it's exciting. I think. We're always playing cricket. This is just a little bit of a next level. The individual, the batters might play every game, but I think from an individual point of view as a bowler, then you're probably still going to play a similar amount to previous years.
Yeah.
I think there's opportunities to have a breather here and there, probably more so in white ball than red ball, but without sort of feel like you're missing too much because there's another series, another test match, another big game around the corner. So it's just I feel like every 4 years it sort of comes to this, couple of big tournaments, couple of big series in a row, so it's good fun.
And I imagine knowing that you might have to sit out a test or two here or there, even if you are sort of fit, is that easy to take now that the whole bowling group are in their 30s, a bit more experienced, rather than fresh into the scene and you just want to go hammer and tongs at every match? Or not really?
I don't know, really. I haven't been in that position in a while, so you probably have to ask a few of the other guys, but if you're fit and there's a test match there for to play, it is tough to sit out.
Is it?
Even when you are, you're never 100% fit, but if you're fit enough to play, it's still tough to sort of have those conversations. Actually, I did it once in Ashes in 23. Actually, I missed the middle test, so I felt pretty good, but that was the plan leading in. So again, I was coming off not much cricket, going to play the first two and the last two. So Ronnie came to me and he didn't really ask me, he just told me. So I think that was the best way to go about it.
And maybe this is a good tick in your book, but I think they lost that one, didn't they? So,
they did,
yeah. So, okay.
Maybe.
Are there any of those tours that particularly stand out for you that you're really looking forward to, or is it all just test cricket?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I don't look too far ahead. I might have said this before, but I literally look at tomorrow. What have we got tomorrow? Is it a training day? Is it a game day? Is it a rest day? Is it travel day? Or whatever it is. Don't look too far ahead. Try and look to the next match, and that's as far as I look. So I'll just probably keep doing that as we go down the path of the next 18 months. There's plenty there that's exciting, and we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Well,
first one up is Bangladesh in Darwin. What are we expecting there? You played the T20s, I think, in Darwin last year, but for a test match and for this opponent who Australia don't play a lot, what are we sort of expecting? Yeah,
I guess there's a lot of unknowns. You got the ground that's probably an unknown, the wicket in particular, the opposition in these conditions. So there's a lot of unknowns, but I think it's exciting. It's it might be, there's definitely footage and we can find some trends against these batters, but it might be a case of summing it up out there and coming up with plans on the run as well, which is always refreshing, I reckon.
Yeah.
The wicket will be the same. It'll be summing it up, in the first half hour, first hour. How's it going to play? What's happening? So it's very much adapting, and the challenges come as the days flow on.
And are you someone who likes to make the plans yourself and suss it out? Like, are you in the team room with all the statisticians and analysts going through what the gap might be? Are you someone who likes to get into the weeds in that stuff?
I think the longer the game goes in terms of formats, the less I do.
Okay.
I think,
Really?
T20 I definitely do the most.
Yeah.
And it filters down from there. So before a T20 game, we'll look at all the batters. I think because every ball really matters, it counts. So if you're a touch off or you're not bowling the right ball to the right batter to the right field, then it's 6 or it's 1. So it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel Test cricket, it's a pretty simple plan. It's just execution, and it's execution for a long period of time. So things might change a little bit out there as the day goes on or the game goes on, but in general, it's a pretty simple game plan a lot of the time. So, and I guess you have time to adapt out there. You might bowl. You might be halfway through your first spell and let's try this, let's try that. In T20, you don't really have that time.
Right.
Every ball is crucial. You got 24, so you got to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, okay. On the big 4 bowlers we talk about, Cummins, Stark, Line and Hazlewood, your first test together was back in the 2017-18 Ashes series. So coming up to a decade, it was basically Australia's first choice bowling group. How do you sort of reflect on that? Like, it's quite remarkable that you're all still going strong and looking good, right?
Yeah, it's time goes pretty quick sometimes.
Does it feel like it's been almost 10 years?
It probably does, yeah. Yeah, it depends what day you get us. We bowled a lot yesterday, so yes, it probably does feel like 10 years. Yeah, it's good to be one of the younger ones of that 4, actually. But yeah, I mean, we've played so much cricket together. It's been a good ride so far, and hopefully there's a few more tests to go yet. But yeah, we've done a lot in the game, I think, and it's usually as a group. So it's been good fun, and we bounce off each other pretty well on and off the field, and I think we're almost each other's best coaches a lot of the time with different things, whether it's rhythm in run up or how your jumps looking or ball speed or whatever it is. We can pick that up through each other a lot of the time.
That's handy. Who do you reckon will be the last man standing out of those 4? Who would be your guess?
I reckon Gazza.
Really?
No, I'll just say because it's a spinner. I think in age, probably Pat. Yeah,
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
Well, you couldn't bet against Gaz, could you?
No, that's right.
Now, October and November was sort of your last Shield match before that injury took you out of the Ashes. Can you talk us about what those few months were like after you're doing a lot of rehab, I assume, a lot of rest? What does it sort of look like? Are you watching the Ashes on TV? Are you trying to stay engaged in the game, or are you just completely shutting it out?
No, I didn't watch much at all, to be honest. I might have watched a little bit on, was it day 2 of Melbourne? I might have watched a little bit.
A bit happening that
day. Yeah, a little bit happening. Yeah. But yeah, literally, other than that, I wouldn't have watched 10 minutes in a row, if that makes sense.
Right,
Catch the odd ball here and there on different screens around whatever you're doing. But yeah, I never really sat down and watched it. I don't really watch any game of cricket, to be honest. Like I watch other sports on TV, but you're just doing your rehab. You're ticking off. Yeah. You got all these milestones, I guess you could call them, along the way. And whenever tendon's involved, it's quite a lengthy process. So you sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back a lot of the time, and you just keep pushing until you find what it can handle and what it can deal with, and you're just doing that for until you keep going until you're ticking off, your bowling. So there's a few steps to go through to get to that point. Obviously, as a quick, but it can be lengthy, can be, I guess, a lonely spot sometimes. There's always someone in a worse off position than what you are. I think. Yeah, that's one thing I've learnt. Yeah.
Have you done an Achilles before, or was this your first time?
I've had tendonitis in the left one. This was, I think, the tendon next to the Achilles on the right. So sort of disturbed by a bit of stuff at the front of the ankle. So one thing leads to another, as they always say in the body. So that's usually the case. And
how else do you spend your free time if you're not training, you're not playing, you're not rehabbing? How else does Josh Hazlewood spend his spare time?
Probably helping the wife out with looking after the family. You know what young kids are like. So just doing that most of the time. I love playing golf when I can. So that's the trick, trying to do an injury that gets you out of cricket but not out of golf. That's the challenge. But yeah, I love playing my golf, and that takes up a fair bit of time.
How's the handicap looking at the minute?
It's probably on the way out.
Okay.
Probably, through, I don't know why, just not hitting it very well, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of us are off the similar handicap, so it's good fun getting together and and having a hit, so we don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, and some nice courses in South Africa coming up as too, I imagine.
Yeah, we've been lucky over the years, to be honest, everywhere we play cricket, to get on some nice ones and been looked after by the locals very well. England, Scotland, South Africa, New Zealand, so it's really nice to get away from cricket as a group and do something together other than cricket, so it's nice.
Yeah. Well, I ask about the spare time because you don't have Instagram, or at least you don't have a public Instagram. Have you ever considered it? Because a lot of your teammates are getting, good brand deals and those sorts of things. Has it ever come onto your radar?
Nah, it's never occurred to me.
Okay.
Nah, I'm probably missing out on a few free stuff here and there, but not worth the hassle. Yeah.
Well, I've got a little quiz for you. I've gone through some of your teammates' Instagram pages.
Yep.
And they've all done the brand deal here or there. I just want you to scroll through these and just see if you can guess.
I'm going to try and guess
guess who it is. So the first one here we've got is Liar's Spirit Company. They're donating $1 from every cocktail to Dry July.
It's a cocktail. Okay. It's like Alex Carey, so that rules him out. Who does that look like? Wedding ring on the left. Nice watch. Cocktails. I want to say
cocktails. Yeah.
Australian cricketer, obviously.
Yeah, one of your teammates. Yeah.
I want to say Starkey, but he wouldn't do a cocktail.
You just scroll up and you'll find out who it is.
Jesus, how many is he going to be on? Paddy.
Yeah, so Pat Cummins is that one. If you keep scrolling, you get to number 2. Aussie
Here we go.
Broadband.
This one's easy.
Teaming up with Blank to bring you lightning fast internet.
Yeah, this is Starkey.
Yeah, correct. Got it.
Surprise.
Number 3, Tradeify. Winners stay calm under pressure is their slogan. He's got the Hawaiian shirt on.
A mindset.
Sitting with legs crossed. And there's actually a cricket ball balanced on his head, if that helps.
All right, this is liked by Nathan Lyon. I reckon this is Travis Head.
Correct. That's a good get. That's a good get.
Easy.
Number 4, Inner Light Saunas.
Oh, here we go.
Every athlete knows training is only half the equation.
Well, it's not liked by Nathan Lyon because I reckon it is Nathan Lyon.
Why do you think it's Nathan Lyon?
I can tell by the rig.
Yeah, so he's got his shirt off in the sauna there.
Oh, yeah.
And then number 5, Rado Watches. Ash Barty and Blank doing this one as a joint little collaboration. Nicely dressed in a black shirt.
Yeah. Can't see what shoes they are. Bat in the left hand. With Ash Barty, it's got to be a big dog. It's got to be Paddy again.
Oh, you reckon Paddy again? It's Cameron Green.
Cameron Green?
Yeah, so he's going for the luxury watches there.
Lovely.
So well done. I think you got
I'm going to couple.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, well done. And then I just want to finish, Josh. We're doing a new thing this year called Firsts on the Unplayable Podcast. We just want to get you to recall your first test, your first wicket, and then any other firsts.
Okay.
So let's start with your first test match. You remember that?
First test match, yes. I remember that. It was here in Brisbane. Gabba, 2014.
Yeah.
November, maybe.
When did you get the call? Morning of or day before?
The first test was in Adelaide that year, so it was the second test of the series. It was Siddle, Johnson and Harris, I reckon.
Okay.
In Adelaide. It was the first test after Hughesy had passed. And then we came up here. I reckon I knew Rod Marsh gave me the heads up pretty early, I reckon, like 3 or 4 days out, that I was taking maybe Sid's spot. They'd bowled quite a bit in Adelaide as well. It was quite flat.
Yeah.
Came up here and debuted up here.
And first wicket was?
First wicket was not out. Pujara. It's always good to see the back of him. It was like a short ball. He went to sort of just fend it off, and I think went over his glove, nicked his helmet. Oh. And it was sort of funny because they argued before the series that they didn't want to use DRS.
I remember that, yeah.
And that was almost the first wicket of the game. Pujara, nicked his helmet, caught behind, and Gunnar Gould just straight out. So that was a nice start.
Pretty good one to get as your first.
Yeah.
First ODI, it was a few years before.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago. 2010, I think, in England.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Okay.
I was sort of pretty surprised to be on the tour at all. We went to Ireland first, just for the one game, didn't play. Came back to England's first game was in Southampton, and think I got one for 40 odd maybe off
Okay.
7 or 8 overs.
Who did you get that day?
Got Craig Keyswetter.
Oh, nice.
Bowled, so
Great.
always nice to get a bowled, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then your first T20 international.
Oh, that's a good question. Brisbane maybe.
Okay, yeah.
I think a few debuted in the same game. Maybe Benny Rohrer, myself. There was one other.
I probably should have done my research at this one.
You thought I'd know it.
I thought you'd be all
Definitely
over it.
Benny Rohrer myself. I reckon
Yeah.
debuted up here against West Indies. Mm-hmm. I think I got Gale out. That's my first wicket. Chris
Right.
Gale, yeah.
Core
so it doesn't
to-
get much better than that.
Bowled or?
No, top edge to sort of mid-on Coults, I think.
Oh, yeah,
running
running
back, caught
Yeah.
it over his head.
Yeah.
Good fielder.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, I swear there was 3 debuted that game. And like
Ben
Travis,
Rohrer, Josh Hazlewood, and Nathan Coulter-Nile.
did he debut that
Yeah, he
game?
debuted as well.
nice.
So a couple of debutants combining.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
I think we won that game. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Josh.
No
Good
worries
luck
at
for
all.
the summer ahead, and
Appreciate it.
yeah, plenty of wickets.
Easy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, so no social media for Josh Hazlewood, but he's been focused on the bowling. Richo, you've got an Instagram account. Have you done any brand deals across your time to make a little bit of extra coin on the side?
We're all obliged with our sponsors over the years.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I was in the last. I deleted my account in the 2019 World Cup because I was spending too much time on it.
Oh, okay.
And I then
Did that
I probably,
help you, or?
No, I probably had 2 months off and then started the burner account, which I still use to this day. So yeah, every time they send it, I think I got one recently, so they must think I'm still playing. But I got one from New Balance saying this is the post this August. These are the new boots that we have to promote, and this is the hashtag. But I didn't do one. I got away with doing those for the last 7 years. So apart from that, I didn't have many things coming into my inbox.
So are New Balance still sending you the boots as well?
Well, I hope not, because I'll donate them if anyone's around that's a size 12 or 13. You can have them, but yeah, I always got out of that by saying I didn't have an Instagram, so or a Twitter,
Yeah, okay.
or an X.
Well, Hazlewood's done that, I guess, as well, hasn't he?
He's smart. He's a smart operator. Although he's probably missing out on some endorsement dollars.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier just not having to do those cringy kind of. I mean, some people enjoy it, don't they?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think he's sticking to brand there, and he's just going back to Tamworth and probably jumping on a mower and chucking a line in and just chilling out.
And I reckon sometimes it feels like the player has had a little bit of input with maybe the wording, but you can see posts where the brand's just gone, you're going
This
to
is what
copy
you're
and
saying.
paste this.
This is what you're saying.
You cannot
Yeah.
change it. So that makes it tough.
It does, yeah. And I just think it's not his strength. So he's been really smart with that. So who do you think's most? I mean, obviously Pat Cummins is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the one. He's on the TV all the time. That's probably a different stratosphere, isn't it? Marnus is up there. I know hitting my
he is.
Weet-Bix the other day. He's always.
Is he a Weet-Bix kid?
He's a
Is
Weet-Bix
he?
kid.
Yeah.
Alex Carey's.
Flying under the radar.
He will promote anything. So if you're out there looking for an Australian cricketer to promote something, Alex Carey's your man. He wouldn't. I don't think he knows how to say no to something.
Yeah, well, he's too nice, probably.
He is
isn't
nice, but I just think he's that way inclined now. It's he just got to keep the posts. It's
Yeah.
almost like he needs to.
And Travis Head is very marketable, as we saw in that little quiz with
He
Josh
is.
Hazlewood. He had the ball on his head and he was in a Hawaiian shirt promoting some sort of trading platform. So, you know.
I'm not sure. I think you should have to spell the name of the company that you're promoting in order to do it. So maybe Heady would struggle there. But remember last summer you were with the Booney
That's
and
right.
Beefy VBs, and we kind of thought, Travie Head's he's kind of this
That's
new
true.
generation David
Yeah.
Boone, isn't he? The way his off-field persona and the way we kind of look at him as the guy you'd
Definitely.
love to have a beer with at the pub.
Yeah.
So, there's some money to be made there, maybe for Heady. So
BB, if you're listening.
there you go.
Now, English cricket has been rocked by cheating scandal over the last couple of weeks. Richard, I know this is a fortnight or so ago, but I do want to touch on it, given this is our first show back for the
Still
season.
relevant, isn't it? It's still in the
Oh,
news.
it's still making
Yeah.
news. Brian Devine from Saltburn in North Yorkshire. Now, anything goes up that far in the UK, clearly. He's been clicking his fingers at first slip. The keeper's been getting a record amount of catches. And one of his opponents just posted it on Twitter. I'm not sure what he expected the reaction to be, but I'm sure it wasn't this
No.
big. It's totally blown up. Brian's been stood down by his club. Not sure if there's been any further sanctions, but
What's his name? Sorry,
Brian Devine.
Clicky.
Clicky Ponting. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts? Like, have you seen anything like this before?
You know, when you play backyard cricket, you kind of manufacture, like you pretend to nick. Well, you do it with your
Yeah, maybe use tongue or
tongue. I've never heard of, because it doesn't sound like a.
it's a different sound, isn't it?
It's not really simple. It depends. Maybe he's got real leathery, fingery, like skin on his hands. I don't know. Maybe he's just born to cheat in this way. And
Yeah.
maybe we should. Maybe it needs to be studied. Maybe he needs to come out. I think he needs to come out and do a tell-all
Oh wow!
interview.
When he
and
does, it's going to be big.
maybe we can get him on the show.
Well,
maybe
I've tried. He's not
He's not
answering.
answering.
Yeah.
Maybe he should lay low for a little bit, and we'll wait till this blows over. But the umpiring as well needs to be called into question here, because again,
But are these games? I'm not sure what level Saltburn
Yeah.
play in. But is the umpire like just one of the opposition batters who's yet to bat? or-
well, from the footage I saw, they look pretty legit. But again, I don't want to drag the umpires into this. But I'm
You
not
should sort
sure.
of
I think they're a lot older than they are younger.
yeah.
So if there's any kind of noise near the bat, I think they're
Any
giving it.
appeal,
I know.
probably.
Yeah, if there's a convincing appeal. We were talking about this before. I think the wicketkeeper's just as guilty here. If he knows this is all pre-planned,
Yeah.
he's taking the credit. He's breaking records.
Yeah, so the stats are he's averaging over 3 catches per game with Devine in the team and at first slip, less than 1 catch a game when he's not in the team, with a personal best of 8 in a single innings, which is better than
Yeah.
the Test world record. So
That's ridiculous.
um,
He's guilt by association. You're taking the
sounds
credit,
like it, yeah.
and you know full well you're just as guilty. So
And I love that there was that initial post that went out, which sort of had it from down the length of the pitch. But since there have been other videos
Yeah.
from other games with different angles, and the finger's still there, it's clicking all the way.
yeah, he was at short cover at
Yeah.
one point, and then
Yeah.
he's obviously it slipped. So it's premeditated. I just think at the end of the day, you're playing club cricket. Some of these guys wait all week. They work all week, 9 to 5. You know, hate their job, but they're like, Saturday, I'm next in.
Yeah, I'm playing against Saltburn this
Yeah,
week.
and it's a flat one there. Like, I'm looking forward to a fast outfield. You know, this is, summer. We've been waiting all winter for this. And you play and miss it one, which we all do, an old clicky, and you're out. And you've waited all week, and you might not bat again for another 2 weeks. It's evil. It is evil.
Wow, you'd go as far as
Well, yeah, anytime. We've all been there where we fake appeal if one's kind of gone down leg and it hits the pad, and you know it has, but you just ask the question because nothing else is happening. But to premeditate and click, there's a lot of wrongdoing in this.
Yeah.
Club cricket, we're built on, especially at that level. We're not. It's not sheep stations here.
No.
I know we care about our clubs, and he's probably played for Saltburn for his whole life and has been around the club forever. But come on, let's do it the right way.
Yeah, and he's not a young guy either. He
No.
should probably know better.
He's probably doing it to poor 16-year-old kids, just ruining their dreams on the weekend. So, yeah, it's not great.
You've played it a little bit through the UK through your career. There are often some strange stories that come out of the county circuit. Anything, not quite at this level, but any sort of strange stories that you experienced in your time?
No, I've never played club cricket. I've only ever played county cricket in the 100, so it's probably not
Yeah,
to that level. But I'm sure in Australian, playing club cricket in Australia as well, again, people like that prepares you for international cricket. How people treat club cricket on the weekend.
Oh yeah,
And as a kid, it would open my eyes to how serious we treat competition.
yeah. White line fever. and
White
all
line
that.
fever. It was like, I always struggle with it. I was like, oh, come on, mate, you're 42. Like, your kids are watching. They're like 20 meters away. They're listening to every word you're saying, the way you're talking to the umpire, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we've got to learn a little bit out of this. No, I love competition. I was competitive as well, but I had my moments. I definitely had my moments. I've done some stuff I shouldn't have said.
Yeah,
to
now I've
certain-
got the tape of those moments.
Well,
as
you could probably pull up. There's cricket.com articles about it, but this is different. This is blatant. It's cheating,
Yeah,
isn't
okay.
it? So,
But you're not saying it's a UK thing. You're saying it's a.
I've never
worldwide
seen
thing in
that.
cricket. Yeah.
That's unique.
Okay.
But there's definitely people out there that that will appeal when they know it's not out because it's up to the umpire to make the decision. And in that at that level, there's no.
No, that's right.
So you got to live with it.
Well, we want to hear your stories, so do send them into podcast at cricket.com.au. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some classics
And it's
out there.
always the lower in the grades as well. It's like, first grade, it's almost like a level of professionalism that comes with that. But as you go down into the fourth, fifth, the doldrums.
I think Brian was in the twos, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he'd be lower than that. He probably will be from now on, won't he? Yeah. Not sure anyone will want to play with her. Well,
might have to change his name.
Might have to, yeah. Maybe he has to move out here to Australia. I'm sure there'll be a few clubs that will
be keen. A bit of a draw card, yeah.
He's worth the recruitment. If I'm sure there's a few wicket keepers that will get on the phone to him and recruit him. So no good.
Staying in England, Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes have both finished up in their respective posts since we last chatted. They've been replaced by Stephen Fleming, who's been in charge of CSK in the IPL for the best part of 10 years, I'd say.
Melbourne Stars, early
days.
Yeah.
And captain New Zealand for a long time as well. Joe Root, reinstated as captain. His last stint as captain didn't end well, so they've gone back to him, I guess, because he's the devil they know in that regard. But have you dealt with Stephen Fleming at all? Have you crossed paths with him a little bit?
I've never played in a team that he was coach. I obviously crossed paths through IPLs and big bashes, and know guys that were under him for quite a while that speak very highly of him as not just a coach. I think that his success at Chennai and to hold a job in the IPL for one franchise speaks for itself. Like, it's a pretty cutthroat industry over there. Yeah. So that speaks for itself. But the person, very well-rounded and good perspective, I think. One of those kind of new age coaches that they're not going to raise their voice when you have a bad performance. I think he's keeps it all in perspective and has really good relationships with his players. So I think it's, from the outside looking, pretty good astute selection. They've
gone for Joe Root over Harry Brook, for example. Good call, safe call.
Solid, isn't it?
Solid.
Like, I think when you look at the candidates, again, if you're getting someone like Stephen Fleming, who is, I would use that word to describe them, pretty rock solid in terms of how they go about their day-to-day, it makes sense to get someone like Joe Root. Again, when we talk about our greats of Australian cricket, what have they got to achieve? What's left for Joe to achieve? Yeah. Maybe there's something in terms of how he wants to finish with the armband on. So, I think it makes sense.
Okay. Well, the next Ashes series isn't far away, so things are going to happen pretty quickly for them. Stephen Fleming doesn't actually take the reins until later this year, so they won't have too long under their new coach. But often, I mean, it was certainly the case with McCullum.
Yeah.
The first year and the first, I guess, it's a bit of a honeymoon period, isn't it?
Yep.
That's the best time when a coach comes in. We've seen it in other sports as well. So maybe they've done that well and they've just timed that well, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
Bit of water to go under that bridge. So Garfield Sobers passed away aged 89 in Barbados a few weeks ago. A big loss for the cricketing community. According to many, the greatest all-rounder to ever play, possibly the greatest cricketer.
Yep.
Based on what he could do. There's a wonderful statue of him at Kensington Oval, just out the front of the ground. He's performing a bit of a leg side flick. And it got me thinking, maybe is it time to rename that? Although I think he's got a stand there. So could you have a stand and the stadium? I mean,
well, you can rename the stand, can't you?
Yeah.
Go stadium. Yeah. We've talked about this.
We have gone into this a lot.
And I think he's deserved it.
Over 8,000 test runs, averaged of 57.8 with the bat, highest score of 365 not against Pakistan, which was the world record for many years. And then he just happened to take over 200 wickets as well at an average of 34, best of 6 for 73. So he could really do it all, couldn't he?
Well, he achieved everything again, didn't he, for that time? Like
6 sixes and an over?
6 sixes and an over. It took over 1,000 first-class wickets.
Did he? Yeah.
So no mug. Like, he was...
medium pace, leg spin, off spin,
everything, wasn't he? So South Australian cricketer as well.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Part of the brotherhood there. But there were stories of him. Like, they used to be quite a big thing back in the day. They would recruit, there was greats of world cricket that would come play in the Shield, and he was, I think at the time, there's no bigger name in world cricket. So, incredible stats. Would have been nice to see him translate into the modern game. When you talk about those past greats that never got to play the shortest form of the game, you talk about someone who could do everything. Pretty sure he would have found a pretty good market in T20 cricket playing a good role.
He
and
would have got a good price at the auction.
yeah, he would have gone pretty well, wouldn't he?
I think so.
Sad day in cricket, but yeah, what an amazing life and amazing cricket career.
Yeah, he will certainly be remembered. And he was knighted as well, Sir
Yep.
Garfield.
I was going to say, anytime
yeah.
you got the Sir before the name, it's a pretty good reminder of your achievements.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had Sir Alistair Cook,
Cook.
didn't we? Was Jimmy Anderson knighted?
He's Sir. Yeah.
He's Sir, is he as well? Yeah.
very
so
UK. It's
we
very
have had a
British.
few recent ones.
Maybe, yeah, but if you're not from the UK,
It's very
even
rare.
more.
Yeah.
Sir in both of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, it's very English. So yeah, anytime you're, maybe that's Josh Hazlewood. We were talking legacy. Who's going to be the first Australian cricketer to get? Is there any Australian cricket or Sir Don?
Sir Don.
Has there been any others?
Warney didn't
We'll leave
get
that.
there.
No, we'll leave that. There you go.
Sir Josh. Got a
Sir
good ring
Josh,
to
Sir
it.
Steve. You never know.
Adam Zampa. Maybe in the scheme, in the scope for a knighthood, but he's also on the move. New South Wales, he's still living in New South Wales,
Yeah.
but he's moved his allegiance to play for Queensland this season. If a slot opens up in the domestic season for him with his international commitments, it may or may not. I haven't looked ahead. But this was a bit of a strange one because he's sort of moved only in the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
The squads had been set, but he's made the move north. He's following in your footsteps,
Wow.
finishing up at
Not
Queensland.
sure that's a smart move, but I think for anyone who doesn't know the ins and outs, when you're Cricket Australia contracted, you can basically pick your state because you're paid by Cricket Australia, not the state.
Oh, okay, cool.
So basically, it's Jake Weatherall, same mechanism to return back to SA. So it's for the state who are receiving the player. It's
Great.
Yeah, I mean, if you're available for one game, that's a bonus. If you're available for none, well, it doesn't matter because we're not actually paying you a cent.
Yeah.
So he nominated the change and Cricket Australia approved. And in terms of off-field for him, it's a 2-hour drive to Brisbane. So it does make sense in that regard rather than flying to Sydney. And there's been a little bit going on. Remember in the past, with selection with him and, he's not at training, that kind of thing. So maybe he'll be at training a little bit more for Queensland. But I'm not sure how much he'll play. So
Yeah.
probably won't matter.
Last year we spoke about the Gold Coast Magic, and
Yeah.
that gathered a lot of attention, a lot of groundswell. Maybe this strengthens that.
Well, he's a Queenslander now, so there is some affiliation there. It would make his drive a lot shorter.
He would have to be the inaugural captain if they went
Well,
down.
I think he's doing the groundwork already. He's the one putting the uniform together. He's more than captain. There's more strings to his bow than just captaincy. So, yeah, maybe that's all
Kitman
part of
as
this.
well,
Maybe this is part of the move. He's thinking about
ahead.
if it goes to private ownership, maybe he's going to throw his hat in the ring as an owner. Maybe something like that. So,
Didn't realise he was that well off.
well,
but
neither did I. I just
Yeah.
throw that out there. But you never know.
One thing that we may or may not see in the Big Bash in this coming season, there's so much uncertainty. We may see team songs emerge from the dressing rooms, which we've seen a bit in the 100 this season. It has been a tough watch. The Sunrisers Leeds started with their own version of Leeds United football clubs marching on together. Didn't really go down that well, did it? I think we've got a bit of a clip here that we can play.
Every game we're bringing the same. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Home or away, we'll smash them all day. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts, but I've been not on the record, but people who know me, I've never liked team songs in any sport.
Why? What's your...
I just think they're manufactured and I just think they're awful.
Okay.
I think like in all sports, not just cricket when we've done it, but I always think it's funny you win a game, the first thing you do is go link arms with a bunch of sweaty men and sing a song that was made 120 years ago.
I get that.
Just my opinion, but I've always felt it's just so like manufactured. And the other thing with this, once you turn the camera on and film it, doesn't count. If you're going to do it,
Oh, because that's extra manufactured.
it is, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
the Australian, so the Australian underneath the Southern Cross, that kind of thing with like a test win. I can stomach that because I think it's behind closed doors. They've never really broadcast it out there for.
Yeah, maybe the doco once, but it's
Again,
mainly
that's
in-house.
inner sanctum
Yeah.
that managed. Whereas these other ones, they're way too put out there. It's way too. the players are so, they're so self-conscious. They're not,
Yeah.
they don't want to be doing it.
No, they're apathetic towards it.
Forced,
aren't they?
isn't
Yeah.
it? So there's two parts to that. I'm not a fan at all anyway. But then once you turn a camera on and force players to do it, and they're reading off a piece of paper, and it looks,
It's a tough watch.
hostage.
And then, MI London then just a couple of days ago they did a sort of a free from desire. They changed a few of the words, which included "your franchise is terrified."
Yes.
Was that better or worse?
It was definitely an improvement from the
Yeah.
Leeds one.
They seem to have a bit more.
Well, yeah, it was catchy.
Get up and go about
yeah,
it,
they were all.
It's a classic song.
They still weren't fully immersed. It's
No.
still manufactured. Again, just talk about the game, debrief, have a beer. It's franchise cricket, right? It's not that deep. Let's shake hands, have a beer, have a shower. We've probably got a game in a day. Let's get on the bus, go home.
Yeah, I mean, are you sounds a bit like the Fun Police. I mean, if you guys,
Well,
wanna
if you're all for doing it, but you look at the body language in those clips of those players.
so
They play for 56 different franchises throughout the year.
yeah.
Come on.
We see it a bit in the county cricket where they all smash the bats into
so
the
again,
ground.
it's a very UK thing.
Yeah.
Especially the smacking the locker and the smashing the bats.
Yeah.
And again, you're going in as an overseas. You're doing it, but it's forced.
So
But-
you have participated in.
well,
the
when I
past.
played at Kent, they had a team, so I can't remember what it
Oh,
was.
come on, give us a few lines.
I just remember smacking a cricket bat into a rubbish bin or something. It's like barbaric. It's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? We played the gentleman's game. So again, it's to each their own, and maybe that's county cricket's a little bit more tradition. That's been,
Yeah.
And I know the white ball team for Australia, Zamps has tried to put one together,
Mm.
but we were singing "Freed from Desire"
Yeah. Okay.
when we won the World Cup. Like that was our kind of team anthem.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I mean, we survived.
Yeah. You just have the original, is what you're saying.
We're just
Yeah.
There's a song like the Aussies sing "Hey True Blue," don't they? Before
Yeah.
after a test win, or
Yeah.
there's certain things again behind closed doors. Go for it, but you don't need to broadcast to the world because it looks terrible.
It does. Yeah. Not a good look. The valuation of those 100 teams coming down by the
Plummeting,
minute.
yeah, exactly. Less is more when
Yeah.
it comes to social media in that regard.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair?
Excellent.
What?
No, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I don't mind the song aspect of it because we see it in Aussie sports.
Yeah.
And I know I've been part of some. I didn't play any sport at a high level, but sometimes after a great win, you really do want to get
Do
in
ya?
there and belt out the song.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've certainly been there.
Okay.
But you have to know the words. I think
Yeah.
that's a key part of this, and you
Definitely.
all have to be 100% committed. If you're not, it just looks a bit crap. So
Getting anything to 100% is hard.
it is, yeah, especially at this
As soon as
age.
there's 1 weak link, the chain breaks. So, not a fan.
It's okay. We're maybe not on the same page there, but that's okay.
But hit us up as well and give us some feedback. I could be in the minority, but I've always thought that.
I've always thought after every episode we should do our own
Really?
Podcast team.
Well, that's
song.
funny. I've actually had one. we'll debrief.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Good stuff, Richo. Episode 1 in the bank this season.
Time flies. You're on the road now, aren't you? So I'll take a little break and
Yeah, well done. You've earned it.
enjoy up north and all
Yeah.
there is to offer. And we'll see you in due course.
Yeah, we'll come back to you next week from Darwin. Louis Cameron will be back on deck, and we've got Bo Webster as well on the podcast next week. So one to
Tune in.
look out for.
See you then.